Principle number 4, use your time wisely. You know, there's an interesting thing. I often ask people this question when I'm doing a workshop. I say, okay, question, how many hours do you have in a day? And I often get silence. And I go, this isn't a trick question. How many hours do you have in a day? And of course, finally someone says 24. And then I ask the next person in the room, how many hours do you have in a day? And they go, 24. And guess what? Everyone says the same thing, because that's what we have. It's not a question of how many hours we have in a day. The question is, what do you do with them? Because every person in the world has that one common thing. It's the one that is unique to all of us. Yet, isn't it amazing that some people seem to achieve more with their time than others? Maybe more than me, maybe more than you. So, what causes us to determine how to use our time? Most people will say, it's my priorities. You know, I've got to do things like I've got to run the kids around to school, and I've got to go to work today, and I've got to cook meals today, and these sorts of things. You know, they're my priorities. And yes, they are your priorities. But let's step back the next step. How do you determine your priorities? You determine your priorities by what's important to you. It's obviously important to take the kids. It's important to go to work. It's important to, cook meals and do all those sorts of things. So why are they important to you? Well, let's step one further back. It comes down to actually setting goals. You know, and again, I'll say to people, you know, that's just goal setting. My goal is I get up in the morning. I have to prepare myself for work. I have to take the kids to school. That's a goal. We think of goals as these huge, big things, but everything we do in a day is actually a goal. So in effect, you're deciding what you're doing all day long based on your goals. It's just that at the moment your goals having to be look after the kids, go to work, maybe earn some money, eat food, watch TV, whatever they might be. Your priority is being determined by the goals that you're setting. So how do we change that? How do we use our time wisely? Well, to me, that's using your time to focus towards your goals. Okay? That means clearly establishing goals, writing them down, knowing exactly what you want. Then you can go, well, rather than just being reactive today and doing the same thing that I did yesterday, which was the same as I did the day before, today I'm choosing to do something differently. What's important to you today determines how you use your time. And each time you revisit your goals or you relook at your goals every single day, which is one of those habits we're going to be creating through this process, you're now going to want to refocus your time based on your goal. You know, I often ask myself a simple question. What's one thing I could do today to help me move towards my goal? What's one thing I could do today to help me move towards my goal? That now is focusing me on my end result. That means I have to find time in my day on my end result. Now, how do you find time? Because people go, Craig, I don't have any time. I'm so busy from the moment I wake up in the morning to the moment I finish at night. I have no time. Well, again, it comes down to priorities. I could ask the question, what do you want? Do you want your goal or do you want to sleep? What's the choice? Someone once said to me, you know, you can sleep when you're dead. Okay? We don't have to go as drastic as that, but what we're talking about is there's always time. You can always find time. Think of those times when something more urgent or more important comes up in your day. You always find the time. So this process is about getting structured. It's about finding the time to achieve what you want. And what you will see as you move forward through this process is the more solid you are on your goals, the more your time will flow. And you'll probably drop off some of the things before that you were doing that you were thought were important. But they were important to the way you were then. They're not important to the person today who is going to be actually creating their future and determining how they want to spend the next 12 months of their life, or the next 5 years of their life, or the next 10 years of their life, or the next 20 years. Because we have as much time as we create. And the judgment back is, what did I achieve in that time? Did I move towards what I want, or was just today just like the day before? So never forget this process. Use your time wisely. We've only got so much of it. make the best use of it.